Hello, everyone. Welcome to another weekly Helm developer community call. So happy to see you all here again and some newcomers. I don't know if you want to introduce yourself, you don't have to, just we welcome you to the call. Pause in case. Okay, so every call we start off with our announcements and then we move to discussion. Again, we abide by the CNCF community guidelines for every call, and we will dive right in. And looks like we have one announcement, Karen, the Helm booth staffing schedule.
Yeah, I went ahead and made a spreadsheet with the times for our Helm booth. So if anyone will be at KubeCon and has some time to spare, I would love for you to help at our booth. The slots aren't very long. So I think like day one, we have 5 hours. So I split that into 2 slots. And then day 2 and day 3, I think are like 2 hours each. The first Helm booth session will be in the afternoon on Wednesday. So if y'all doing your talk on Wednesday at 11 can point people to our booth, that would be super helpful. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thanks for putting that together.
Quick question, Karen. Do we have the link like we've had in the past, or are we for the booth schedule?
Yeah, or like I linked it in the agenda, or do you mean more than
you
that?
Did? Okay.
I must have. Okay, cool.
I didn't look quick enough. Thank you.
Awesome. So just another quick check on who's going to be there. Scott, Karen, Andy, is anybody else going to be there?
Matt Butcher will be there. I don't know if he'll have time to spare, but I will try to get him to help. Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like between maybe 5 of us. Okay. Sounds good to me. All right. If you have any topics, please put them into the sheet. Because right now we don't have any discussion topics. So, I mean, this could be a quick call, or we can just open it up for a round table.
I'm happy to see a big PR got merged for OCI support. So thank you to all those who worked very, very diligently on pushing that through. It's going to unblock a lot of things regarding that effort. So thank you to the community.
Thank you for that shout out. Scott, did you mention last time that you were going to work on a blog for OCI?
That ain't me.
Or
I'm working on it.
Or Andy's
I'm working on a blog because I'll announce this now that we now have all 3 of our media types. So if you use OCI, you are pushing content to an OCI registry. There are media types that are underneath it. All 3 of those have now been officially recorded to the IANA. So that means that the project now is officially, actually official. So there will be, so I'm going to put a blog together and share a draft at some point when I get time to be able to just kind of highlight that we now have our media types shared. I will put a link into the chat in a second, just to provide more of a link, more of a idea of how you can actually see it.
That would be super nice. I've been helping with the triage quite a bit, and it's definitely a gap in my knowledge because it's new and how to assist people with OCI questions.
Yep.
So
obviously,
especially initial information would be good too. Thank you. Sorry.
Definitely, it's going to be a good article that I'm going to put together. But any OCI content kind of triage to me, and then I can task out accordingly from there.
Awesome.
Perfect. And yes, the other OCI blog thing that we were talking about is just about the new. About the refinement that's happened since the initial moving out of experimental that Andy had just mentioned, that PR. There are some things about that would be really good to make folks aware of, and we should also update the docs. But yeah, Andy and I were already talking about making a PR for a blog post about that, probably separate from the media types post. I would think, right, Andy? I mean, it seems like that would be a separate.
Yep.
Separate.
Yep, because one of them is basically here's some underlying how Helm works with IANA and media types. Here's the other one saying, hey, if you're using OCI content, or using OCI based Helm charts, here's some enhancements that are coming either depending on when we publish it, that just got released or will be released in the next version.
I look forward to reading. Thank you.
So did I hear correctly, Andy, that you're working on both blogs? Or Scott, are you working on one too?
I think we're probably gonna
I'm
work
happy to be
together
the-
on it, but I'm gonna take the lead on the OCI, on the media type one, and Scott will probably take the one on the refinement one.
Okay.
But as you've probably seen from past blogs of mine, I'm always happy to collaborate with folks, and especially people that have been involved in a thing.
That'll be good for the social media amplification.
Do we have an idea on the timelines for the blogs?
I love
I'm just
tomorrow,
out
but
next week, so that's what I'm asking.
will not be before next week. No, I would say no.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
And I wouldn't say that for the OCA refinement one either, because that's, it's not actually, big public news, excuse me, until that's in the next minor release, which is not for a little while now.
As a user of Helm and knowing that KubeCon's coming up, is it worth trying to get things out there before KubeCon?
I'd love to, depending on if we can land the next, I'm pretty sure we get the next minor release before KubeCon, correct? I think we do, probably like a week.
I have to remind myself real quick, and it's on our schedule.
Usually it's around the 11th or something, usually, right?
The
It's
next
the second
pack
Wednesday.
release is the 12. Yeah.
That's fine, because KubeCon's not to the following week, so it will make it if it's something that schedules in the plan. So let's plan to get it out just prior to KubeCon to add a little splash to it.
Yeah, May 10th, here it is.
Oh, May? Or
Yeah,
April?
the next minor release. So here are the scheduled milestones here, like all of them. Basically, it's the next patch release and the next minor release. Yeah, because we're on a
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. So patch release is fine. At least it will get out in some form so that we can promote it before KubeCon, saying, hey, it's at least available in the latest minor release. That was my concern, is at least it will make it into some consumable format for our community.
So you're saying it will go out with the patch release?
It will go out with, it's in Maine, so it will go out with
Actually,
3.13
kind of wanted
and
to
3.
check about that because some piece of that could be considered a bug fix, but otherwise it seems like a new feature. Maybe one that should have been there in the
It's
first place.
both. It's both. It's got a little bit of both in it.
What's the change?
The OCI, Matt, it's the OCI refinement PR added an insecure skip TLS flag.
That would be considered, that's usually considered a new feature because you're adding a new flag, which won't come out until the minor. Adding a new flag doesn't come out in a patch release unless it is a security reason.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about. Yeah, because on some level it could be considered bug fix, right? Or at least piece, because it was there was some major functionality that was just not working, but it's well, I mean, maybe that's something to discuss, whether the insecure skip TLS flag could be related to security. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe that's something we
I-
can discuss a little bit more.
It's not really a security vulnerability. It
Yeah.
related to security, but it's not a vulnerability now. It's just a bug.
It's helping with connection related to security, but yeah, not something that's.
Let me ask this. Do we attempt to do it today, but it doesn't work?
Correct.
Where's the issue? Let me see the issue.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck. It's-
Well,
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
really
that-
two that got merged. Here, let me see. Do you have your finger on it, Andy, or I can do it?
No, I do not.
Okay, I will in just a sec. Matt
Was-
was here.
It also had the capability to trust assert. So, I mean, you could argue that as a security fix.
Exactly. That's why I was wondering. It says, yeah. The two pieces potentially could have been separate PRs. Being able to trust the cert and being able to use the insecure skip TLS verify flag. But they needed a lot of similar things, basically they had to be merged to make sure that they would work together.
Yeah, I'll have to dig through this to see, looking at it, if it's considered because right now you'll see it's set for 12, which comes out in May. So it's got to be a bug fix if it gets moved earlier, because you really don't want to break people who are on 3.11, right? They trust it. They trust you're not going to make any breaking changes. It's just for bug fixes that we cherry pick in because we know they're important to get in, but they're just bug fixes or security fixes. And so if it's something more than that, then it has to wait.
How about this? How about we position the blog as a future looking blog coming out in the next release, and then we refine the blog after it becomes available so that we can say it's not, it's, you know, basically if someone comes in after the fact, it's just always there. You know what I mean? So we can at least say it's coming, they can go ahead and start testing it. But we at least get the message out there before keep going. Any concerns with that?
I don't have a concern about that. I'm just still wondering if perhaps I miss, you know what, I'm the one that labeled it or that put it in that milestone. So maybe
And I'm looking like additions to the Go API. There's lots of changes in there.
There's too much in that PR to just be in a minor, in a, you know, a patch release. This is something that is been mentioned. There's new flags, there's new everything. This is more than just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could help with confusion because the skip TLS, you know, the skip insecure flag was insecure skip verify flag was already present, but just not functioning there. But yeah, I'm with you. That wouldn't bother me. I just wanted to be clear about what I was thinking.
There will be a pre-release binary, I think, available. Is that right, with the functionality?
A pre-release. I mean, the canary is always there. The release candidate shows up 10 days before release is when the first release candidate goes out. So the Monday of the week before the release, but that's still going to be after when is KubeCon? What are the dates again?
Someone have it.
It's the week of the 19th of April.
April
Whatever that week
19th.
is.
Yeah, it's after that week anyway.
And Matt, just to be clear about what George is asking, you're talking about the RC before the minor release. We don't do RCs before patches.
Yeah, just a minor release. Yeah. So this won't be in anything other than the canary release until May.
Are we good on this discussion? Okay, cool. So Imam, thank you for coming to ask for your PR to be reviewed. So he has a PR on fixing the readiness check for staple sets. It looks like George has already reviewed it and added notes in there. So thanks for doing that, George. And it requires a couple of maintainers to do the official review and get it merged. So if any maintainers would like to volunteer, that'd be awesome. I think George has done the heavy lifting on reviewing.
Yeah, it was me, and I think I don't know who it is, but I think one of the original authors of some of that code. There's just to spot the PR as well. For anybody who is taking a look, there is a link to how kube control does this logic. So there's like a reference if you want to cross correlate whatever in the issue.
Yeah, just so that's also where I took sort of the meat of the logic there by looking at how kubectl does it and how the docs describe it. So
Just quick question, Aman and George, is the issue always reproducible?
yes, I have so there's a bug that's 11773 that I filed, and there's a detailed repro instructions in that bug as well, and I was able to reproduce it 100%.
Does the change work in old versions of Kubernetes? Everything still works properly?
Yeah, I tested with 1.2.2 and 1.2.3. I haven't tested like anything beyond that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be my curiosity. So I put down time for myself to go take a look at this one today. And I'm going to try and grab an older version of Kubernetes to see how it works with that too.
Thanks. Yeah, I can
Matt,
also.
are you testing before 2 back? Just out of curiosity, or
Before
you
when?
stopped?
Before 2
we have
back.
the
I mean,
two-
the reality is, well, our test matrix says before 2 back. A lot of
Yeah.
people go ahead and install the latest Helm, and most people, the peak is Kubernetes 18 months ago is the version that's on average being used. There are some people who are, that's the average. There are people who are even behind that. So while we have our certain support matrix, there's also the reality of how far back you need to go before people start complaining that their environment's broken.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
most people are using unsupported versions of Kubernetes.
Yeah, I understand that. I just wasn't able to get access to some of the older ones, but yeah, I'll see if I can.
I didn't keep track, but would it be worthwhile? I think we've switched from Circle CI to GitHub Actions now. Maybe we could create kinds nodes or something similar and test to get installed versions. If that sounds reasonable, I could stick an issue and I would like to contribute some code at some point. I'm doing a lot of triage. If that sounds something reasonable, then.
Sounds reasonable to me if you want to try to look at some of that.
Cool.
Looks like that was our last discussion topic. Does anybody else have a topic before we end? We have 8 minutes.
I will share. I don't know if everybody knows. We have 2 votes going on. George for triage maintainer and Joe Julian for full maintainer. Those votes are ongoing in the background now.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. They both have been putting in a lot of work. So,
Mhm.
awesome.
So if there's others who want to talk about it, come let me know.
I mean, I'll do a plus
There's one other
vote, but-
topic that I wanted to add. Thanks, Matt. That's awesome. And also the reminder to vote. Thank you. From March, basically from 2 meetings ago, I'll just paste it in real quick. This was from Joe's, but I'll just put my name on it now because he's not here right now. which is the ability for dry run to do lookup functions. I said I was going to review that, and I did partially, but I didn't fully review it. So I'm just going to put my name next to that. I want to make sure not to have things get lost.
Thanks for doing that, Scott. Okay, do we have any volunteers for moderator next week or notes? And then issue triage and PR review?
Stick my name down for those.
For both of them? The issue
Sure,
triage
yeah.
and PR review? Awesome.
Yeah, we seem to have been having less issues coming recently, which is nice. Or yeah, it's like one every couple of days now, rather than, I'm sure my memory is that it was more like 2 or 3 a day previously.
I feel like this is something that you shouldn't say out loud. I'm just kidding. Jinx it.
It's good news.
Thanks. It's like saying it's good weather. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can moderate next week.
Cool. I should be here. I could do notes. Okay. Unless anybody has anything else. Good to see all of you.
I just wanted to, for closing notes, just wanted to say that Joe Julian has been super helpful to me. Like he's personally like just getting the change and the bug merged and like yeah. So yeah, he's been also super responsive on community Slack and on the issue. So I don't think he's here in today's call, but yeah, just wanted to give him a shout out.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Joe's he's usually here. He's very responsive. Appreciate that. Thank you,
Thank you.
Aman.
Thank you.
Oh, speaking of shout outs, I have well, 3 right now, because I know the George shout outs already happened, which I +1 to. But to Andy for yeah, basically pressing ahead and collaborating with Sule on connecting that last PR. Yeah, someone had to do that. Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it,
And,
Scott. I mean, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man, and to Matt Farina, I just want to get, since we have a shout out section, I feel like you don't get shout outs enough, but you do a lot, Matt. And I'm reminded even in this meeting about how there are things that other folks like myself would have to spend more minutes looking up, in order to get the answer that you kind of have baked into your brain.
I'll +1 that too, because Matt really helped out on the Circle CI migration. Thanks, Matt.
Well, thanks. And thanks everyone for doing the work, like the Circle CI migration. That was nice. We've wanted that for a while, and I'm glad you found time to get it done.
And yeah, from me, thank you to everybody for helping me come on board. It's been fun helping out so far. So thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate all the hard work you've put in. Not unnoticed.
Yeah, it's actually been kind of fun. So no problems. But thank you.
All right, we'll save Scott's other shout outs for the next meeting. I saw your note. Okay, all right. On that note, thanks everybody for a great community call, as always, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.